Good evening, hello, welcome to Follow We Will Legends podcast this Wednesday evening with myself, Lynsey Glen and Stan Gordon, featuring the greatest ever Rangers legends as our special guests, Rangers supporters clubs and bars from all around the world. Sponsored by Avia Signs, from concept to completion, developing, manufacturing and installing quality signage throughout the UK, with clients like Glasgow Rangers Football Club and Castore, just to name a few. You can visit their website at aviasigns.com. Also, we have our associate sponsors of the show. Check out their social media pages too. We have Spotlight Events, Ernock Builders, Country Carpets, Hepburn Electrics, Millencroft Construction, First Class Memorabilia, Pollock Projects, The Gallant Pioneer in Blackpool, and Off to the Match I Go. Remember, if you are on YouTube, give us a like and subscribe to our show, or if you're on any other platforms, remember to like, comment, and don't forget to share, especially when we're live. That would be great, thank you. And also, we've got our special guest tonight, so we're going to get your show on the road and welcome on to tonight's podcast, Rangers 9 in a row hero and legend, Mr. Ian Durrant. Good evening.
Hiya.
How are you doing, Ian?
Good, great. Nice to be back, my old seat. Just missing my wee pal Tonto, but it's good, and looking forward to the show.
Lovely. It's great to have you here.
Yeah, we're just talking about your wee pal there, Fergie. We're missing him, but we're hoping to get him on in a couple of weeks. He's some boys, you know.
It'd be great. It's a shame we can't be on together because now we're usually on here with Ricky. We're usually sitting together having the jargon and the banter. So looking forward tonight, and I'm sure when Derek's on, you'll have a great time.
Aye, you've had many a good time here, mate. Doing the years.
Too good. It's this is a family programme, so I don't think I can mention too many of the nights out.
Well, mind, we went to Blackpool, this is true. When would that have been? A couple of months ago there.
We go every 2 weeks.
we nearly thought we were gigging down there, weren't we? This is one of the times I was sitting outside that wee hotel at the Gallant Pioneer, and one of the trams had been by, and I said to Trust, you see that there with Chubby Brown? I said, I'm on the other side, live in the Gallant Pioneer every second.
Get up getting your donuts and your hot dogs.
But the last time we went there, mind the Rangers were meant to be playing Blackpool. And the big gig in the pleasure beach, and we had a couple of wee shandies, and we went back to the hotel, and wee Fergie's the only guy I know that wakes up the next morning drunker than he went to bed. I've never seen anybody ever doing that.
He must have a pillow behind the bar. He's some boy. It was a great trip. Stan did as usual, took us to the Amityville Hotel, which is now the only hotel available in Blackpool at that time. It did have a cover on a bed, but enough, so that was a progress on the last one.
And then we dropped Fergie off at Largo, didn't we? He was determined to go for more dearly, and I don't know how he ended up that day. I wouldn't like to have been in that pub.
I was fearful for Larkhall. Not often you say that. I was fearful for Larkhall that Sunday.
Well, we'll go to your career. You played with a lot of great midfielders. You started halfway with wee Fergie in the middle of the park, and he's broke into the team. But you had a lot of other good midfielders there at the time too. But what about your man Gaza? How was he in the dressing room?
Sometimes you pinch yourself, Stan, and now you think who you played with. Gaza's fantastic, great football player, great Ray Wilkins. Gascoigne was a one-off. Genius on the park, madman off it. Loved it. Loved the Rangers. Now you see the comment. By God, I loved the 3 years I played with Rangers. It just now so much the club took to his heart. He was a special player, but just especially the times we had in the dressing room were fun. But I said all the serious stuff was done in the park, and he produced many serious stuff in the park.
You told me this wasn't true, and I've told this a few times. I mean, you've done Q&As. The one Jimmy Nichol tells about, I'm walking into the dressing room with the fishing gear on, and he's got the waders in.
I know, but that's part of Jimmy's act. He's got
the waders on. He's got the fishing rod. He's got the fishing hat, and he's got the fishing bag out of his shoulder. And you said to him, "What are you doing, Gaza?" He says, "What do you think I was doing? Fishing." He said, "What for?" He said, "Fish." What do you think? He said, "I'll tell you what, Durrant. See if you can guess how many fish are in this bag. I'll give you the bathroom."
Big Stan loves that, ladies and gentlemen. That's his intro when we have a night suit. Jimmy Nichol, that's part of Jimmy Nichol's act.
But do you think Gaza, if he'd been better off the party, they'd have lasted longer in football. He didn't have a long career, didn't he? No,
he was unlucky with injuries. Now, similar lines to myself, but Gaza just loved playing football. He played some top clubs, Tottenham, Lazio. Obviously, famous Glasgow Rangers, went down to Everton and Middlesbrough. Now, he just loved playing football. He loved training, and that was always going to be Paul's problem when the football finished. And he's had a couple of problems since then. But the pictures you see him now, he looks so he's full of beans and back. And I see he's back up in Glasgow, in Scotland, doing some tours, and that was great. Now, the stories Paul can tell are legendary, but he was just a special player. And as I said, what we had in the dressing room at that time now with the goalie, Coisty, John Brown, Gaza, Stuart McCauley, and Ferguson, myself, all rolled into one. It was fun times.
Brilliant. And you had many a good time with Coisty too, though, early years too, yeah?
Aye, everybody, it was a great, now that the gaffer created an atmosphere and a team bonding, which I don't think you'll see again. And we were lucky enough now, at that time we were winning things, so we could let the leash go a wee bit now and again, and we certainly did at times, but it was a good time because we always produced in the park.
I seen somebody on the telly the other day there, and we're talking about Coisty, and I can't mind who it was now, and they said he never had anywhere he went, he never had clays with him.
Nothing.
He'd steal somebody's toothbrush.
Honestly, he never had a soap bag, he had no socks. Thank God he turned up with his knickers now. We'd be struggling if he never had them, but that's who he was. He just now, everything was in a rush. He'd steal your shirt and tie if it fitted him. And he'd go and be interviews, and you see him on the interview or on doing something, you think, I'm not getting that gear back. But never had a soap bag. Now, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, you name it. And you go into the toilet, and the toothbrush would be wet, so you know it'd be, he's had a quick shot at your toothbrush before he goes and does an interview. Oh, no. I know, unbelievable. Right?
I know, and it was all good times for fans going through 9 in a row, and you had come back for injury at the time, and I remember going to the reserve game there. Was it Hibs?
Hibs at home.
And you filled the stadium when you made your comeback. It was unbelievable.
If it wasn't bad enough, after been out for about 2.5 years now, the people are just cascading in from everywhere, and the track's full of now punters, and it will be for the rest of my life now, the way that the punters turned up for that reserve game. But as I said now, it couldn't have been any harder, but fortunate enough we won, and I got to win a goal, and that was just the progress now. For being out for so long, take back in, but just now the fans were special out there.
Do you think you changed your game? You had to, didn't you?
I wasn't as dynamic or run through the way I used to be, but now I could still play and still play at a level. Now, I was never going to play where I was, but now I get back to a level, and I just wanted to put that jersey on again. And that was a pleasing thing for me. And as I said, I went back and played nearly 350 games for the Rangers.
I mind that one of the first times, and you're getting back maybe, it might be 30 years now, maybe even longer than that.
Pre-grey hair.
And Bomber phoned me one day and he says, listen, you going to game tomorrow? I'll firm at Parkhead. I said, he says, all right, if I bring me Durrant and John Morwell, I remember that.
the minibus.
They said if you get round in the bus, they're about 40 when we were back them all was all right.
You go into the bus, seats 25, honestly, they're all sitting tap each other's knees and all that. And we're in the cell tape, and I'll forget it. 2 minutes before kick-off, and they're standing, and I've got a wee tight rein, and John Morrow, he's never been to Parkhead before, and there's a boy next to Bomber, and the boy turned round, 2 minutes to 3, but you know, play the day, Bomber. all the Rangers did that kid happen, but unfortunately that day now. We never done well that day, but we did a couple of sherbets after.
I mean, we come back to Blantyre that day, and everybody, he said, I think we've won here, didn't he? Tapping each other's shoulders.
The bus was brilliant.
I'll go to another wee guy. We had him on the show when me and Lindsay and Nicky had the other show going for the Bars for Jers thing, and we Charlie Miller. But sit and talk to yourself, we Fergie, Bomber, guys like that. They've said that we Charlie, as a young boy, was the best prospect anybody's ever seen.
I've said it in record. He's the best 16-year-old I've ever seen, and the worst 17-year-old. How'd you work that one? As soon as he broke into first team, he started hanging about with me, Coisty Gascoigne. That was his down. And great boy, fantastic football player. One of the most sought after youngsters at the time. Now you name it, all the clubs were after him.
Even we'd done the Legends game in Shorts here a couple of weeks ago, and he was a star man in the park, wasn't he?
It's a shame now. The age catches up. Now he's still in his 40s, but in these wee charity games, he produces now almost a
brilliant.
magic, and he loves it. Again, the wee Charlie just he turns up all the games and just loves the banter on the football.
Aye, but I mean, when we had him on here and some of the stories, but it must have been amazing for him to break into the first team at that age. You know what I mean? And
a lot of people, for him to break in, but now you have under Walter Smith, he was good enough. Now he broke in at a young age, and that's what shame. Now people say, oh, maybe 21, 22. Now, if you're, doesn't matter what age you are, if you're good enough, and he showed Walter Smith and Archie Knox, and now tough men to please, and he showed him he was good enough to play with the Loudrops, the Gascoys, McCoys, the Goffs, and now we Charlie underwrite and Moan done his bit. Now, if you remember, now he scores with his left foot, which he couldn't use, and Brian Loudrop wasn't renowned for his heading, and that one sort of one that did win his 9 in a row, and that's now you wouldn't come over at two. All of a sudden, now we Charlie was left and say Brian his head.
Oh, definitely. And when we done that Legends game there and all, I think that's the first time under the 2As that we've lost.
No, I was director of football at night. You were a manager. I'm a wee bit disappointed in your team selection right enough. I think I'm going to say one thing, and the backup here. The sponsors did tell us now. I've got people now who can run about. The 4 boys that come on, the 4 of them nearly took a heart attack.
I know, but to be fair, we'll need to get a younger squad, wouldn't we?
Oh well, to be fair, we're similar to the Rangers, and we're minus a couple of players that could now influence the game, as you say.
I mean, you looked at Big Bob Malcolm there, and John McDonald, and Colin Henry, and guys like that. And
again, it's a pleasing fact. Now they turn up and they're all
brilliant.
And
Big Marvin.
Oh, Marvin's there. If we just get the UCA, a bit of legs and a couple of young players, then I'm sure they'll be back on the winning streak, as Big Stan knows.
I think looking at Legends games and that now, it's getting harder because we got to a stage here when you were involved at the time when we were away doing the Bolton divisions and stuff like that. That we had no big names coming through that you can get to playing games now, didn't you? You didn't. Yeah,
but there's still boys that now you're hoping now that this year now, depending on the games we'll get to turn up. The pleasing thing is now for the fans that turn up to see the boys that now are used to playing and can still get about their part. That's what it's all about. And now, if they're turning up at the games, then I'm sure now that the charities involved in the games will benefit more.
And we won in Hong Kong when we done the Hong Kong Sevens.
It's the best ever. Honestly, God, man, best ever.
Is this the same one that you talked about with Charlie?
Big Stan's the manager, and I don't know what I was. I was either a kit man or assistant manager, but I was one or the other. And it just shows you there's on Sky Sports and Jim White said, we're going back to Hong Kong, and there's the Rangers Legends triumphant again in Hong Kong. And as it goes on to Sky Sports, his Big Stan shoves me out the way, and all you know is Jim White, and there's Big Stan Gordon, manager of Rangers. And I'm sort of just biased to the side. So I phoned later, I phoned my missus, and she goes, I seen you for a millisecond, and Big Stan shoved you out the way. But again, now we turned up there.
I don't want to say on the show too much, but he had the Rangers bank here, didn't he? So we us being coaches, we could go and have a couple of beers when the rest of the team were relaxing for their next game. So that didn't help, did it? No?
Honestly, Hong Kong nearly blew up.
But to be fair, it's good meeting up with all the guys again and doing that kind of stuff. But it's
amazing now when you go to Hong Kong, but now how the Hong Kong law, and then they take you in, and now the people now they get a chance of meeting now themselves, now Arthur Newman, Michael Moles, George Alberts, and now they take it, and it's great. And the players that go to these exotic places, now they enjoy it, and they're kind of more exotic in Hong Kong, and it's just a great time. And we've been fortunate enough to win it a couple of times, and you're good sales being a manager. So somebody in Hong Kong, if you're looking to get us back, I'm sure Stan will rumble up a team that will compete.
When we went for lunch, the sponsors take you for lunch, Lindsay, right? Mm-hmm. And he'll tell the story, and Big Amber Russo was showing off with the wine menu, didn't he? He came out with the wine list.
Big Amel. So the goalie's trying to order up red wine, and Big Amel's telling the goalie to shush, right? Andy, out the way, I tell you what to do. So they for a couple of bottles of red wine, and it looked, where we were sitting at the table, it looked quite potent, because Big Amel was sort of cockeyed at one bit. So we eventually got the bill. Now they thought they were getting now like £21 now bottles. It was £21 a glass. and him and the goalie have punished 5 bottles. So the sponsors were looking at the bill, but fortunate enough, now we still had a bit in the kit, so we helped the sponsors out. That was big ammo now. Now the typical Italian now knows what red wine is. The goalie never had a clue. He was just drinking it as if it was Tiger.
It was the boy Andy Ross and Big Barry Scott, who's the director at Rangers now. It was they two that took us there, and the ball came out. He's blaring away to Andy, and he looks at the ball, and then he goes, brilliant times. And I see one here I've got up. I was getting a mention for one of my sponsors here. It's Spotlight Events. And they've got a soonest dinner coming up, yourself and Coisty speaking at it. 26th November at the Armadillo. Looking forward to seeing the old gaffer. He's been on the phone. Myself and Alistair and Matt Walters, and I think there's a couple other guests, but it'll be good. Have you done an interview with him since that last time? No, since you messed up in Blackpool. Big Stan introduced Graham Souness, and I think he was introduced in Ronnie Whelan because he'd all his stats, everything wrong. And then the gaffer just took over and Big Stan was sort of put to the side. But he'll be good. He'll be good banter. And I see he's up in Scotland doing a bit of promotional stuff as well, doing now the Q&As, which is good. Because another one, now the stories he'll have and the football he played, it'll be good. It didn't help that night when the threes were sitting and you're sitting at the end there and he's going like that, making faces up like that. And I started sweating. It's the only guy I've ever really been in awe with. He's got that presence about him, isn't he? You should understand when he's maybe about 6 inches for your face shouting. And he's looking at you waiting in the state. You know what I mean? I've had that a couple of times. It wasn't pretty. But the good thing is, a lot of people thought when Souness was there, yourself and Coisty in particular, we Derek Ferguson and guys like that didn't like him. But you've all got on with him, didn't you? I mean, you had your faults, but with a few faults, but he was trying to be protective of us, and as I said, it was well documented now. And at an age now, it's hard to sit about a house and you like to be a night out. Now, unfortunate for me, Derek. Now we sort of come to a couple of fines, and as did Alistair. And but that was now the gaffer was coming into a new environment. Now you forget he was only 33 when he joined Rangers as a player manager, so he still wanted to play, and he knew the pitfalls of what was going on. And now he quickly found out with Glasgow being now the goldfish bowl. Now a lot of people hear things and see things, but a lot of it wasn't true. But some of the time we did get caught. You're guilty, Your Honour, so you had to just take the punishment. I'd be fair to get caught quite a lot. I mind you saying to me before, but there were one thing about yourself, you could go for a couple of beers and get up the next morning and go and you'd be running at the front of the track. My dad said to me at a young age, always make your work. And part and parcel. Now you're fit and young, you maybe get away with it. Derek was the opposite, wasn't he? Derek couldn't make it. He did, but he just struggled. He was at the back all the time. Getting caught on the couch when the gaffer's chat at the door looking for him for training. I know you're in there. But no, and I loved meeting him and all. And he made a big mark on Rangers when he came. He brought Chris Woods there and Terry Butcher and guys like that. But it was amazing being a fan, even yourself, when you seen guys like Ray Wilkins coming into the dressing room and reading Italian papers and it was funny. A wee bit about them. It was funny now the way obviously playing under Big Jock, we gave him a debut. Now it was sad to see him go, but the club needed improvement. Now they spent all the money on the stadium and they needed to go places now. He'd go and challenge for trophies, and the gaffer came in and he was given now a king's ransom. I mean, your first signing as the England captain, as you say, Chris Woods, and then follow Graham Roberts. That was a wee Christmas present. What a Christmas present that was for Rangers. And now you Trevor Francis, Ray Wilkins, other people, and everybody followed suit. The great Jimmy Nicholl came in, Mark Walters, all sorts, and Richard Gough. Now you forget the players he brought to the club, and it was now, as I said, we were in a transitional period at the club. The club weren't doing well. We're winning the odd cup here and there, but as soon as come in for the first day and say, if you want to be second best, go and get your boots and leave. If you want to be a winner, you're going to go places. And it just kicked on, and now for unprecedented years after that, now we're very successful. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had the European run. Everybody as a Rangers fan felt we could have won it that year. A couple of wee mishaps with things that maybe didn't go right, like Hateley getting sent off. I don't think he should have against, was it Bruges? And then Coisy missed a game. And I don't think the 3 or 4 games we played in Europe, in that league that time that they two played together, which I thought would have made a difference.
They played the Bruges game, and I think Coyce was injured in Bruges away. I think he came on as a sub. But it was interrupted. But the gaffer sort of opted with a lone striker then and a packed midfield with one supporting, and it worked for us. And now we went unbeaten now against the Leeds. We played Lingby in the earlier rounds, and then
You scored.
Then the club took part in the inaugural Champions League. Now, you see the Champions League badges. Well, one of the badges is under Glasgow Rangers. For now, they were part of introducing the Champions League, and it's a great format. And we were involved in the first one of the two groups of four. And again, now we're unlucky. Now we don't know what happened to Marseille, the Moscow team. Now we were a very good team, but all of a sudden they lost 6 players for food poisoning, get beat 6-0, and that was we lost by a point. Good times, great times now, especially leading up to the Battle of Britain against Leeds. Now, you couldn't ask for a better. And the only thing now, it's a shame it wasn't a shame, but now it wasn't away support. But I counted a few thousand Rangers fans that night when I was doing my lap on at the end, and they all get in. But they were great times and great games.
It was a great run. It was even that season there getting the treble and the run we had 92, 93. In my lifetime watching Rangers, it's the best season I've ever seen.
There's been great teams. Sorry, Lindsay, that was a special time now. The teams before that, and then the team last year we get special recognition. Greggy's treble team. But we went, I think, on 46 games unbeaten, League and Cup, and then obviously the run in Europe, and that was a fantastic time. But we had special players, and we all grew up together now as a team. And with a great desire and great will to win games and never gave up ever.
Definitely. Have you any questions for the audience here, Lindsay?
There's one for you, Stan. So this is a question for Stan. What's it like to own a great Rangers bar in Blantyre?
It's hard because it's in Blantyre. But no, guys like me Durrant there and Fergie and the goalie, Big Bob, Malcolm, Dukey and that all come out for have a drink, and they know all the challenge that, and they know all the customers now. So she likes it when you do Q&As or you do charity events and all that. I can't say to the guys come out of my pub, it's a tenner to get into the regulars, because they say, no, see if you're in there on Saturday. That's the downfall of it, you know what I mean? But it's good times, especially now that we're running. And the couple of buses are going and they're coming back for the fit but happy. Yeah. Before we were doing the Bolton divisions, I can remember walking down the street with my dad going to hospitality, and I've got my suit and that on, and guys are saying, who are we playing today, Stan? And I'm like, I don't know. You didn't even know who you were playing. Maybe Brecon or something, you know what I mean?
But he runs a good shop, Liz. You know what it's like, but he's had difficult times there now with the pandemic. But he's survived, and we go along. And we went to a book signing. Just don't put your books down, because if you turn your back, they go missing 2 months later.
No, it's good. It's good times now, definitely.
And what about your Stonefield Drums? How are they coming on?
Oh, they're coming on great. They're really busy now, and the kit man, we call him the kit man, with Graeme Hunter, and I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago there, and he says that his girlfriend that stays at 20 Bridge, and she says, she's been offered 40 grand to rent her house out of that Clock 26. I'm like right away on my phone, looking at the rooms up there. Every one of them's booked. They'd been in and pre-booked them all, and I couldn't put the price up. So
you can't. As long as they're booked, that's the main thing.
Good, and I got a lot of good travelling support come up. I had a couple of boys up for London there at the weekend. The wee boy Frank Portinari was speaking, doing a wee bit of, he does a gangster bust in there. If
I'd seen that advertised on Facebook.
And they'd go to places like the Blind Beggar and places like that, and quite good. And he takes them about and kind of gives them all the stories about all the kind of gangsters down there. So that'd be good. So anybody's ever done there, take a wee. Stan does the same thing in Blantyre.
No, I'm just going to say as well, if you do have any questions for Ian or Stan or myself, just put them in the comment section, and we will try and get them read out for you as soon as we can.
No problem. So I've got a couple of mentions here for ones that's going to be watching the show tonight. I've got the Wirral Loyal, I've got the Walderslade Loyal, and the Underwater Loyal. If you don't know who the underwater loyalists
They go missing for 6 months, don't they? They're not allowed to tell anybody.
I was quite lucky to do a dinner for them in the Thornton Suite there a couple of months back there, and you've got the captain there and all that kind of stuff, and they give away, as you say, for 6 months and stuff like that, you know.
Great.
And I had just come up. Where was I? I think I'd just back from Belfast, and it was rough, and I just strapped me off, and I says, right, I'm just going to go down here. I'm no drinking. I like ravies with me, as you know. I like Disney take a drink anyway. I said, but at the tap table, no drink for me. And the next thing, all these glasses come out, and it's port, and you've got to take one.
Oh, that was
like
salute the captain, wasn't it?
Aye, but it was like a salute the captain, then it was a toast to the Queen, and then it was a toast to the Eyebrows, and and the next thing there's a bottle of port away, away. But
so much for no drinking, huh?
It was interesting to watch the way they done it. I was sitting with the captain, right, and he's like, look at all they in there. He said, they can't go to the toilet. Tiago. He said, they're all drinking beer. He says, I'm only drinking port. He says, so I'm not ready for the toilet. And they're on these long tables, and they kept looking up to see if the captain was going to move. And she eating and all. They don't eat till he starts eating, and just aye.
So it is, isn't it?
And it's the first time ever I've seen they don't stand up to toast the Queen. They never sit down. And I didn't know that. Same as mine with me and you were in Carrickfergus and big your bonnet on. And for whatever reason in Northern Ireland, in the clubs, if there's a photo of the Queen on the wall, you're not allowed to wear a hat. And I thought it was kind of his own mind. We've got third three Garva here, Rangers supporters for a wee mention here and all. I was quite fortunate. I was earlier a couple of weeks with Nacho and Derek Johnston and the goalie. We done Carrickfergus on the Saturday night, and then we done Garvan the Sunday. It was hard because Nacho, brilliant guy, but geez, I couldn't get a translator for him.
Oh, he's back speaking Spanish again. It's good, but it's good to Big Derek, and obviously the fans getting to see the legends.
Aye, and I like to wait with Derek. Derek, there's a cup winners' cup.
Absolutely, I see that.
And a legend. Our time going to watch the football. Was he there when you were there?
He was there, Big Derek. I played with Big Derek the early stages of my career. First round partner, Big Derek.
Aye.
Great boy, aye. And again, he's fantastic stories and a great character.
Did he buy a pint?
No, unfortunately, no. I wasn't old enough to get a pint then, so I never seen Big Derek into his wallet, but I heard it sparingly.
But what about yourself, Lindsay? About you coming up soon?
Oh, I'm busy most weekends, as you know. I don't stop. The one I'm really looking forward to is the Blackpool gig in November. Really looking forward to that. I think it's the 13th of November.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So we're going to have is it 70s, 80s?
Hi, we've got, I think we've got Willie Johnston and Colin Steen, who BJ Durrant will tell you he's something. They're two great characters, and we've got Derek Johnson, and then we've got a wee man,
Graham Roberts as well.
Graham Roberts, Derek Ferguson. We've got Stuart McCall.
I think that'll be a great night.
Mark Walters and the goalie, I think it is. So
yeah, it'll be a great night.
It will be a great entertainment, and as I said,
and legends there. I think John was saying there's 6 tables left out of the 500 or something like that is going there. So if anybody still want a table, get in contact with the Gallant Pioneer. There's 6 tables left, but they'll go. And it's always good in the Pleasure Beach.
It's a fantastic venue, absolutely fantastic venue. It's one of the best places I've ever experienced singing in, and not just like the Paradise Room, that ice arena. It was just absolutely out of this world. It's the best gig I'd ever done was at that Legends.
There's 1,400 in there, but
it was awesome. So it was. I just honestly had shivers. Aye.
You're in a nice drink, that's all.
You've been looking for some Macy. Absolutely. Shivers down my spine.
We had a great time there and all, didn't we, for that?
Sam was freezing. He had his speedos on with underwater loyal.
I've got a wee thing that came up on the screen there. Alan, is it Canning? It was a great day in Garva. Me and my 2 young boys loved it, so that was nice.
It was great. And then I'd been there once before with my wife. We'd done a tour in Northern Ireland and we landed in Garver, and I'd never been in it before. And to get invited to go to the gig was great. And see a lot of young ones. They don't see players up that way. Do you know what I mean?
There's far and few between. I know, but that's something now. Hopefully, the club are now like yourself can help out, and that's what it's about now. They travel every second weekend over to Ibrox from Belfast, and it's great to go back and see them, and a wee bit of appreciation back.
Do you think maybe as a club, Rangers should maybe do a wee bit more and send players out there a wee bit more?
It's hard to send them, but you think now there will be a core of players that I think would like to go over and meet the fans, because now, as I said, there's a massive core of Rangers fans in Belfast all over it, and it'd be good now, as I said, now give them a wee treat, as much as appreciation for they're travelling every second now Saturday going to Ibrox.
Well, what about your wee coaching job just now? Wee Kilbride, how you
Going
doing?
all right, but we're back. We've got a full ensemble of players now. We're getting our players fitter. We're keeping up the league. We've got Scottish Cup on Saturday, so it's always to get a good wee run in the Scottish. Financially, it can help the club as well if you get through the earlier rounds and get a half decent draw. But just now we're going okay. Wee bit off the top, but that's not unsurmountable. We can get there if we get a bit of belief, and now it's good. So looking forward to Saturday in the cup.
Do you play the Rangers B?
Yeah, we played them now. We played them well. We played them at Dumbarton. Unfortunately for he's called right. We get beat 2-1, but it was a good contest. And now it'd be great. It's great for the kids, I think. Now playing against men, now old season pros, now learning game, and the young coach have showed it now they can handle it, and I think it's a great education for them. And who knows now out that now the club, or especially the manager and his coaches, might get a player they can put into the first team.
Aye. Did you notice any there that looked?
Big boy Lowry, big boy King at the back, boy up front. Oh Jesus, will come to me. The wee boy they signed, Charlie from Man United.
Right, McCann.
Charlie McCann. That was his debut that day, and he showed up well. He tired a wee bit later on, but showed up well, and you can see why Rangers went and paid the money. And I was at the open day last week, and I watched him training, and he looks as though he's come on leaps and bounds again. That was 3 months ago I seen him, and he looks as though he's come on, and now he's in training with the first team. So that shows now the club are investing the right way, and if there's a pathway, especially young Patterson, Leon King, as I said, now he's made the bench a few times, and the wee boy Ben Wilson, who's out on loan just now, they seem to be now the players that are going to catch your eye. And I said now Patterson showed everybody that there is now a pathway for the kids to get through to the first team.
Do you think Patterson will eventually take the right back?
I think he's on the road now. The club now, you hear the manager's always waxing lyricals about in terms of obviously the coaching staff as well. And young Nathan just biding his time just now, but any time he's come in, now he's never let anybody down. He looks like he's a Scottish internationalist now, which is great.
That's true.
And again, now great for the club now. A bit of recognition for the club getting players now. There's not that many Scottish internationals in the Scotland squad just now, with Ryan being injured and a few others, but it's great for now Nathan and also his family in the club.
Ian, sorry, Stan. There's a couple of wee questions come in for you, Ian. So, from Greg MacArthur, what is your most favourite moment of working under Walter Smith?
Just every day seeing him. Just getting out, a great character, great friend, father figure, but we've had so many great times together. Winning leagues, winning cups, nights out, and just a special man. Lucky enough to be at golf a few times. But great, and hope he's on the road to recovery, but just a special man. It's great to, as I say, all the memories we've had, but probably winning the cups and that Stan touched on it, the European run that year, and obviously the winning the treble. I think the gaffer, he's etched up there with the managers anyway in terms of the legendary status, but winning the treble, there's not that many Rangers managers that have done it, and I was grateful that year the gaffer won it.
Okay, there's another one as well from Tom Black. If Durrant could pick one past or present Rangers midfielder to play alongside you at your peak, who would it have been?
I'd great growing up now with Derek. Derek was a fantastic player as a kid, and we made our debuts together. But I had the great privilege of playing with Graham Souness, who I'm going to meet in a couple of weeks, and he brought my game on leaps and bounds. And I would just love to play with a Graham Souness at myself at 21 and Graham Souness at 28, 29. And I'm sure now we'd have struck up a good relationship and a formidable midfield too. Ray Wilkins again, fantastic football player. Gaza, Alberts, special players, but I'd love to play with a younger Graham Souness.
A younger Graham Souness.
I know it's Lindsay's favourite, but Big George, when he came to the club, he just took to the club, didn't he?
Of course, yeah. But there was George joined a special bond of players who took George under a wing, and it was easy. The transition it was easy for George to come in and play, because now the players in that dressing room could all play as well, and George just replicated what he'd done at Hamburg, come in and smashed the ball 100 mile an hour into top corners. He'd McCall and Ferguson, perfect foils for him. They win the ball, give it to George, and then George could look up, find Paul Gascoigne, Marco Negri, and Brian Laudrup. Easy. Now when you've got players like that, now you forget.
I'm laughing here just when you were talking about him hitting, smashing balls. Your wee pal, the wee kit man, wee Suter, wee Dodie.
That was the best ever.
Wee Dodie, it was crossing the park to pick up the kit man at Rangers Rex. He was crossing the park to pick a couple of jerseys up, and Big George hit a raspberry a shot, and the wee man put his horn up like that. He was, what age was he? 82?
Oh, he must have been in his 80s then.
He was in his 80s, and he put his horn up like that, and it broke his 2 fingers. So they rushed him to hospital. So when he was in the hospital, the nurse was strapping his fingers up. So the doctor said, "And what happened to you anyway?" He said, "I was just walking across the park." He said, "That Big George Albert's hot a shot." He said, "I turned to early born." The doctor went like, "Oh." I said, "He's the right hospital."
He's proceeded to phone all over everywhere, all the local shops to see if they're missing a patient. So eventually dawned on me, phoned the hotel asking for Walter Smith. You missed a George Suter. He goes, "Aye, where is he?" He goes, "Oh, we've got him here. Don't worry, we'll send him back." So we don't, they were probing me and asking me these questions. Oh, it was funny.
Oh, it's brilliant. And the time at Turnberry with him, when he's got a free bar, he's come down to the hotel in the morning.
Oh, it wasn't so much a free bar. We found out,
you got a tab, didn't you?
We just found out Wee Dodie's room. So we ended up, everybody was sticking on Wee Dodie's bill. And the gaffer's reading out the bills now. Andy Gorham and blah, 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 the keeper, £32. Not bad goalie. McCall and Jury, £62. McCoy St. Durrant, £18. Strange. George Suter, £3,000. But the gap at that time, when you're winning things, I said now it's easily camouflaged, and we're given a wee bit of now release clause.
James Campbell would like to know who the best player you've ever played against.
The one that gave me the most trouble was Anis Hadji's dad, Georgie Hadji, for Bucharest. For 2 legs, I couldn't get near him. There's been other players, but he was certainly the one I couldn't get near. He's not a bad pedigree, Barcelona, Real Madrid. He was a special player. I just hope his boy turns out like his dad.
I'm just looking there and he says James Campbell. That's oh no.
Is it?
Lanzarote.
Oh no. We're in Lanzarote in big stands. One of Stan's in-laws, son-in-law had a couple of, he was a wee bit worse for wear, and he sort of said, "Oh no," falling backwards, and I went, "Oh, that, oh no."
The full table was kept. But we're going to tomorrow night. What do you think? You going tomorrow night?
I'm going tomorrow.
Are you Rangers TV?
No, the club have invited me, so I'm grateful for that. I'm looking forward to it. I seen the highlights of the weekend. I thought for 60 minutes were fantastic. Missed opportunities, but again, you can't complain because the players are there. Morelos getting a wee bit of stick, but somebody else has got to step up to the plate. If Morelos is not scoring, you'll be looking for a Scott Wright or a Roof to go and score goals, and everything else. That's part and parcel. And we're sitting top of the league. We're in the cup semi-final, and we got a chance of putting a wee goals more against Brøndby and puts us back into the Europa Cup. So I'm looking forward to it. Rangers they're getting there slowly but surely, and minus now world-class players, Ryan Kent, Hollander, Ryan Jack, who I think has been missed the most. And it's a big burden to carry now when you're missing 3 players of that calibre. And then when they come back into the 4 now, you'll see a stronger squad.
Lundstrom's playing.
Lundstrom's been fantastic, Lindsay. And again, he's Rangers, one of Rangers' best players last year, and Steve Davis now. So Steve's finding it hard to get in the team, and Lundstrom's been fantastic. I've seen the manager say for the last 4 weeks he's been our best player. And I'm sure now tomorrow, Morelos, they say we should be dropped. No, not for me. No, you get your best team on the park and try and come up with a formation or a formula to go and beat them. And Rangers now, in the last few years, they've served up some stuff in Europa Cup. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. I think now Rangers will be on the front foot and we'll get a good result.
No, I was at the game on Saturday, and I thought that was the best I've seen us this season.
Yeah, I just seen the highlights, Stan, and it just shows you now amount of pressure. But now, when you don't put the ball in the back of the net, you're always liable to be losing one. And unfortunately, now Big Al made a mistake. But again, he's another one. Now you don't often see that. So somebody else, that's what happens now. If he drops it, now you're looking for a defender to clear it. But unfortunately, it fell to Big Halkett, and he put it away. But I was more than pleased for 60 minutes. And then I've seen the stats now: 27 attempts in goal, and only one to show for it. So it's coming.
I was sitting in the caravan and I was watching it on my phone, and they don't get a great signal at the caravan. And just as the goal was about to go in, the screen froze, and I was like, "Oh, I felt it throwing it right through the window." I'm telling you, and I was trying to get it back on again. Luckily, I got to see the replay just in time, but. That was funny.
It was a great strike for Lindstrom, but it's coming. And I said now, I have no complaints. Now, what happened last year was well documented and fantastic for the club. But as I say, we're still in a good position. Still at top of the league in the semi-final. And tomorrow, Kickstarter Europa Cup.
A lot of people weren't sure with Lindstrom there, but they won 4 man of the matches in a row there.
You've got to look now. He's came for a team now where the level of possession wouldn't be what he was. Now he got about the park with Sheffield United, big strong lad, but now he's asked to do probably a different role in terms of his level of ability on the ball. But the last 4 weeks he's been outstanding.
He's been Miller. Even in Saturday there, the movement up front, Hadji sometimes for me kind of drifts in and out again, but see he's passing. His vision. Sometimes
he's a final third player, but I think the Rangers have missed this. The last 6 or 7 weeks as a run through, which Ryan Kent gave us. He was always going beyond defenders. And now Alfie's coming to help him to play short. His link-up plays is getting a lot better. But now when the Kent was going and opening up spaces from Alfie could get in the box and go stand and score goals, and once they come back, they'll be firing. And then I'm sure it'll not be long before Alfie's banging in the goals again.
Do you know much about them, Brøndby? Have you seen much of them?
They'll be Danish. They'll be technically now good team where they finished. But I hope they're not a match. Now, if Rangers are up and running, I can see Rangers winning quite comfortable. You've got to look at the teams Rangers have beaten the last few years in Europa Cup, in Europe, and they've been a far better calibre than Brøndby. Brøndby will be a tough test, as they always are. But Rangers have dismantled better teams than Brøndby.
Yeah, and if we get a result tomorrow night, and then we go there and the following week, get a result there, we're back in contention again.
And that's what it is. That's that. The pendulum starts swinging again, and everybody's doom and gloom the first couple of results against a great calibre team. But then you get yourself a couple of results.
And I didn't think we didn't show up all that bad against Leon, to be honest with you.
No, they took their chances. We missed a chance to make it 1 each, which we never took, and then they got the part and scored 2 great goals.
St Mirren Sunday.
Tough game again. Always a tough game. Jim sets his stall out. They're dogged. They'll be hard to beat. But Rangers will go there. There's always a great surface at the new Paisley Park, and it'll be good. And I'm looking forward to it again. Hopefully on the back of a good Europa Cup. But again, we've just got to go there and play again. When you're at the top of the league, teams will always come after you. You've just got to go and match St Mirren. What you'll get is a competitive game. But Rangers now they've got better players. If they can go and match St Mirren, the better players will always shine.
I think away from him, the teams just now are learning to try and go compact against Rangers, especially with a Weir Park, isn't it?
Of course.
And even at home, I don't know if it was the same. You found that the same when you played, but even when you're playing away from home, Rangers they're still defensive minded. These teams, aren't they?
A lot of teams will know when you open up against the better teams, and they'll be prone to getting cut open. Teams try to stay in the game as long as they can. They're trying to get a set piece and things like that and try and sneak something. But as I said, it's down to Rangers. Rangers know if they've got the right attitude and go and win games, then they'll win them. Now, if that attitude's not there, then we struggle, as it's shown. But if they get the attitude, I'm sure the manager will be drumming at them. Now, every game now is cup finals. Now, we don't want to lose any more games or drawn games. Now, that's 2 home games we've drawn against Motherwell and Hearts, where we should have won, but we never. But so again, it'll be a tough test. But again, they'll look to they'll be on the back of a good result. We'll get a good result tomorrow, and we'll go buoyant to Paisley on Sunday.
What about the January window? Do you think you'll strengthen anywhere?
Hopefully, it's down to the club. If you look at the squad now, we are top heavy in certain departments. You'll maybe see some players move on. Unfortunately, that's what happens. But I'm sure now the manager will be looking to strengthen. Again, but you can only strengthen if you're going to bring in quality or something that's going to be better than ones they're replacing. So
I'm seeing one there. I know we're quite top heavy in midfield at the moment, but they're mentioning the boy Rothwell.
Seen that mentioned in the paper today.
And
near enough
their
done deal.
fans, their fans seem to think he's a good one, but I agree with you. I think if he comes in, somebody's got to go in the middle of the park.
You've just got to balance the books. Again, as I said, that's part and parcel of football. January's always a tricky one now. I mean, you're coming into a team in midway through the season. Now, I think if you can try and get most of your stuff done pre-season, where you're away pre-season, you're bedding in. But sometimes it's difficult, or sometimes now it does work for you. Now it's proven Graham Souness when he signed Graham Roberts, who became now a great sign for us in January.
And a good goalkeeper.
A very good goalkeeper.
I need to change, right, Stan. He writes my name L-I, and it's Lynsey. I'm reading your notes there, and I'm saying he's done it even in these notes.
He's doodling, Lindsay. He's doodling.
And there's a wee question come up for you. So there is, Ian, right? And I don't know if it's a joke or not, right? You might know. But who's your auntie's favourite kids' football club? I'm listening.
Oh, that's the Sons of Struth.
Right, there you go.
I helped put Big Craig Houston.
Right, yes.
And we're trying to achieve a wee pitch down in Kinnan Park just now with the help of a few people, and it'd be great if they get their own facilities. He's doing a great job. He took the team over to Benfica there for a day trip.
Right.
Fantastic. The work he does, and they're reaping the benefits, and they've got a great turnout, and the kids are brilliant. And Big Craig Houston, if I get a wee shout for the Sons of Truth, what a job he does.
There you go.
Well done. I know myself, when you took the boys there, the respect that they had for you. And we had some young, great boys coming through when you were taking it.
A lot of them played. Stevie Lennon, Furman, Jordan McMillan, Paul Emsley. They all played, and they all. But the pleasing thing for me was they weren't all going to play for Rangers, but they all carved out a career for themselves, and they went on and played for other teams. Stephen Kinnebra now carved out he's got a great position down in England now. Went down and played down there, and it was good. There was a tough upbringing. I was hard on them, but that's now you're trying to produce players that are going to be playing for Rangers in front of 50,000. So softness doesn't come in, but the upbringing they got now. Andy Little had him as a kid, and unfortunately for Andrew through injuries, sort of curtailed his career. But again, I wouldn't swap it now. I know the pitfalls of being a kid at Rangers, and it's tough and it's hard work. And if you don't get the hard work, you'll not get the rewards.
Does it give you a lot of satisfaction seeing a lot of these boys making it right enough?
Of course it does, because now
you know
there's a fair on your cap.
Yeah,
with John Fleck. I played John Fleck as a kid. Fantastic.
And John Fleck was going to be a superstar at
Should
one
have
point,
been.
Aye.
Should have been, but unfortunately now we joined. But he's been a superstar in England, not at Rangers.
The boy Gilman.
He was out with my control. He was some of the younger, but I was involved at the academy. And he's going to be a global superstar, young Billy.
No, it definitely is. A couple of other mentions here, if anybody's in the Uddingston area, my mate John Leach and Andy Polt have put a wee bit of investment into the Lounge 72. I think you've been in it. It's got all the memorabilia for
I was in it a few weeks ago.
Winners' Cup, and anybody's about that way, drop in, have a couple of pints and help the boys.
It's a great Rangers pub. I was in maybe one of my idols again. I was in maybe Alan McDonald, and we Doddy was in. We're doing a wee Q&A for the boys in there, and I'm sure Litchy and that they'll enjoy it. But it's a great Rangers pub, and I'm sure if now, as you said, if anybody's run about the district Uddingston, pop in, because some of the stuff up in the walls and the memorabilia stuff for the 72 Cup Winners' Cup is a lot of good reading in it.
Impressive.
They're doing a good lot of promotion in that on Facebook and stuff. I've not had a chance to go over it.
No, you
get your gig in it, right? They've got a crack me bit in it now for a singer. They used to have singers on at the weekend, and it's good system.
It seems like a nice pub from what I've seen.
And if you fall out the front door and fall to the left, that's the church you get married in. So he always goes to the right.
I sort of get disorientated that day.
But no, I wish them all the best. And I don't know if you know, but Leach is involved in this ERSA that started up. They were meant to have the convention in Athens. I think the big boys there, Ricky, met him the day, big boy George.
I know. You were meant to go into that, weren't we, Ricky?
That's right.
Well, last year, obviously COVID cancelled it, but again,
So they're having it in Benidorm now. So
that'll be interesting.
unfortunately, I've got to go there with Leachy in December just to set things up with the golf. And I'm bringing a Legends team here, so you're in, you're all right.
So you're doing a wee recon?
Yeah, I'm just going out to check things.
You will, you'll need to acclimatise and see, because it's a wee bit warmer when we're going there, we'll need to acclimatise and see what the conditions like.
Well, maybe we'll go a couple of days early.
Make sure that now the players have got sufficient fluids in their body to play in the game.
But I think they're going to announce the date the next couple of weeks. I think they've got the hotels sorted now. And when we go, we're going to there's going to do a golf day with the players, plus anybody that wants to play with the players. We've got the gala dinner on in the Highbucks bar there in Benidorm. She's going to be putting a few gigs on there. Wilma's a great lassie, so she's going to get involved in us. So
that'll be great. Just unfortunate now they missed out in Greece last year.
Yeah,
it's been a couple of special. It's been to Sun City and that before, hasn't it?
I think it did. I think that was the first one they done with Sun City. I think.
Was it Perth?
Was it Perth?
That's sorry. I've got it wrong. It's Perth. Also, sorry. They've had a do in Perth, and unfortunately last year, Greece get cancelled.
So we've got one other big man to look forward to next year.
That'd be great. I stand.
Shaz and Jimmy Reid for Stranraer. Hope everyone is well. That's. Hi, Stranraer. My mum and dad are actually living down there now, so I'm as well.
Get him a wee plug. Hope you're all right.
And I've also got Courtney. Courtney, is it Rogan? And she's sitting right behind me. And she's put, "Hiya, Granda. It's your granddaughter, Courtney. What is your favourite ever Rangers goal?"
Oh, well, I've got to say... my favourite Rangers goal is going to be Ian Durrant at Marseille.
Oh, he's saying that because I'm in front of him.
But I'm going to finish off with Lynsey now to wind us up for the night.
Right, okay. So just before we go, I would just like to thanks to everyone for joining us on here tonight on your Follow We Will Legends podcast. Once again, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to be here. Please note we will be back with yous, but it'll be on Monday the 1st of November, not the Wednesday, and we've got an absolutely amazing surprise special guest. I'm really buzzing, really looking forward to the next show in a fortnight, and details for the show and the link for the show will be available near the time. Of course, a huge thank you to our special guest Ian
for having me,
for coming on the show. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thank you.
It's been great hearing your stories as always. Thank you, and obviously hearing about your time playing with the greatest club in the world. Greatest club in the world. Also a big thank you to Ricky Neal, who has been working very hard behind the scenes here to make this show possible and starting up this show with myself and Stan and your Follow We Will Legends podcast. So he's worked really hard to get this on the road for us. So thanks so much, Ricky. You're amazing. If you have enjoyed the show tonight, can you get involved, please, by subscribing to our YouTube channel, liking the Twitter, the Facebook and the Instagram pages from the descriptions that we'll have in the links below, just to be kept up to date with all that's coming soon, and it's going to get amazing. So I'm really excited about what the future is going to hold. So on behalf of Stan, myself and Ian here and Ricky, Follow We Will, good night and God bless. See you soon.